Okay, hey everybody, Ellery Wells here, ElleryWells.com. And just real quick, have you ever heard the phrase, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? Napoleon Hill, I think, or Jim Rohn said that. It doesn't really matter who said it, but it's the absolute truth. And that probably goes for political views, the state of your health, the books you read, all those kinds of things. We're just kind of this average of the people who have the most influence on our lives. And you can argue and debate about the 5 or if it's 6 or 7 or whatever it is, but it's the truth. And I want to give you an example. So before, what I want you to do is I want you to look through your text messages and your Facebook messages and maybe even your emails to see who is getting access to you, who you're getting your information, your encouragement, your criticisms from, all of those kinds of things. Because I just had this realization. I was looking through a text message that I'd gotten from my friend Marshall after I'd gone to bed last night. So here's why this is so important. If you're hanging around with people who don't encourage you, don't push you, don't lead you to do the things that you want to do, or maybe the things that you've committed to do yourself, you're not going to win. You're not going to achieve those things. You're not going to be able to check the box and say, I've done these things. You will never arrive. Fill in the blank. It will never happen. So here's the realization that I came to. I was looking at this text message from Marshall last night, and he told me that he was about to break a huge milestone in his business that he started, I think, towards the end of 2014. Yeah, this is like October, November, almost a year ago. He's about to break through an enormous boundary or goal barrier in his business, something that most entrepreneurs, most businesses would love to be able to hit, and he's about to do that. And I'm connecting with him on a regular basis. And one of his last messages, it was like, we need to do a virtual lunch or grab a virtual coffee, which is something that I try to do frequently, just nothing more than, getting on a Skype call and eating lunch together or something. It sounds kind of corny, but it's a great way to connect. And that's something that's someone I am connecting with on a regular basis. Not often enough, because he's a cool dude and I like Marshall, but we connect on a frequent basis. And then this morning I had almost a 2-hour call with 2 guys who are doing just amazing things in their business. And I'm connecting with them, getting advice from them, giving them advice as well. So let me give you a couple examples. One guy left his job, made the decision, developed a plan, and left his job in July. And now he's talking about all these opportunities to connect. Sorry, the phone is shaking because my hand is getting tired. He's talking about all these opportunities that he is taking advantage of in Florida, and not just taking advantage of, but creating. Oftentimes we have to create our own opportunities if we want to see any sort of success. No one, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about making the transition to business owner and entrepreneur, is nobody is going to come and give you money. Nobody is going to come and say, hey, this is your time, you've worked hard, and I want to gift you with my time, my money, my resources. I want to hire you until you prove it. You have to create opportunities for yourself. And the other guy, he's starting this business, and it's funny to me because when we were talking about this a year ago, when he first joined this mastermind, he was filled with so much self-doubt. He didn't know the power of what he knew. He didn't have any confidence in his ability to do this full time. And he for sure didn't have, well, I guess he did have business sense because he was a manager, a general manager of a business for a long time. But just self-doubt. His spouse was somewhat questioning his ability to do it, not in a doubtful way, but is this really what we want to do? Is this something that is a long-term solution for us? Those kinds of things. He just told me he made $10,000 last month. And then the month before that, it was 3 or 4 And the month before that, it was, I think 6 is what he told me. He has a quarter of a year's worth of, what is that? 10, 3 is 13, 19, of averaging $6,000 a month on something that 9 months ago he didn't think he could do. I mean, that's just crazy. So if you're not, the whole point of this video is if you are not surrounding yourself with people who would encourage you, give you good advice, keep you accountable for what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and honestly accountable for the commitments that you've made to yourself. Not even to the world, but the ones that you've made to yourself. If you're not doing that, I hate to break it to you, but you're not going to win. You're not going to see success. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to, all these things. I won't go on about that. But if you do, if you surround yourself with the right people, if you connect with people who are moving in the same direction, the destination's different, but people who are moving in the same direction as you, you're going to be able to claim those big milestones. You're going to be able to claim, I'm over here like counting these off on my hand and you can't even see it. You're going to be able to claim these milestones. You're going to be able to claim these huge wins and these successes and the small ones too. And you're going to be able to do that if you are surrounding yourself with the right people and you're willing to put in the work. And as soon as I got off that call earlier this morning, I started making changes actually during the call. So I was somewhat distracted, but started making changes to my website, some of my messaging, and clarifying my things and making notes in a book that we were reading together. Anyway, I just want to encourage you to surround yourself with the right people, get the wrong people out of your life if you can, and do your best on that part. And make a goal, set it, and go after it. Have an awesome day. If you like this video, check me out at ellerywells.com.